Hello and welcome to Learning Excel 2013. My name is Mike Henry and this is the 11th video from Tutorial 8. In this video we're going to look at the count if. Basically we're going to be counting up something in a range. So we have a criteria and we're going to go count that. In this case, maybe all the people in the city of New York. So what we're looking for here on the Employee Summary tab is we're going to pull together some statistical information that, most of the time we really want to know. Like how many number of employees do we have in the city of New York? What is the total salary we're paying in New York versus the average salary? So to do this, we're going to go back and grab our information off of this particular table here. And one of the important things we need to know is the name of this table. So up here on the Design tab, I'm going to come here and you're going to see the name of this table is called Employee. And the reason you want to know that is it makes writing these formulas here so much easier. So in this first case, we're going to be dealing with the number of employees. Now if I were to ask you to do that, you would come over to this thing here. You would come to employee location, and then you would work your way down here. Not New York. Okay, here's a New York 1. Here's another New York 2. Here's another New York 3 and 4 and 5. So you're going to have to use this column here and then just count the number of New Yorks. So basically what I'm asking us to do here is I'm going to count, except I'm going to count only if this equals New York. So watch what we're going to do here. We're going to use a function called COUNTIF. And so I'm going to put this right here, equal, and then we're going to use COUNTIF. And basically a COUNTIF has two parts. The part one is going to be called the range. This is where I'm going to go look up my information. Okay, so this is the range, and here is, this is the thing I'm counting, the item that I'm going to be counting. Okay, so in this case, the range is that range called location. So we know it's called location, and I'm just going to put the square brackets because we know that that's a table. But here we have to tell it it's on a table because the table is somewhere else. We're not in the table. So we're going to put in here that this is the employee table. Okay, so on the employee table we're going to go look up location, and what we're going to do is we're going to count, and the book says you're going to count if it's equal to New York. Okay, and I'm going to show you the first way that way, and then I'm going to show you maybe there was a better, more efficient way to do that. Okay, so in here I come here to the number of employees and I go equal, and I start typing count, and you can see right here we do have a COUNTIF. So I put tab. I got my COUNTIF. Now I need the employee table, so I start typing employee, and notice I get this employee with a little symbol saying, hey, I've got a table called employee. Is that what you're looking for? I hit the tab key. Now I'm allowed to open up my square bracket, and it shows me all of the fields that are available on the table called employee, and I type in here LO. I get my location, and then I can hit tab. So now I've got the range. I'm going to go to this area and I'm going to count anything that equals NY, and I'm going to close that, and you can see I get 48 employees. Now the problem with doing that is if I copy this down, I still end up with 48. That doesn't help me here. So what I would suggest is in this formula, instead of putting in NY, what I would have put in here is B4. Okay, because B4 is actually the NY, and I hit OK. And now when I copy this down, you can see that it switches this one from B4 to this one's now B5, which is San Francisco, so I don't have to work as hard. It's going to count the San Franciscos for me. So in this video we learned about the COUNTIF. Basically the COUNTIF allows us to take a big block of information, find one criteria, and count all the things that meet that criteria in this range. We used it to count all the people who work for us who are in New York City, and then we saw that we could use that as a reference, relative reference, and we used it to also count all the people in San Francisco.
Whoa!